Good morning, everybody. This is Stacy Turner with our DMOpro Zoom. It is Cyber Monday, and I thought maybe we could talk through what do we do with this whole Cyber Monday business. Really, it's the same incentive that we've had for Black Friday. So, what I would really like us to focus on today, this is what I'm going to focus on, is not so much the 25% discount that is on the like one-time products. To me, that really doesn't make as much sense to us to put our time and focus into that. For one, you get only it like you get less paycheck from it, like less money in your check and less points for it. So if you have somebody who's going to QSC, it's always going to be easier to be speaking in the amount of trios and they still get full points for that. So I would say focusing on quads, trios, a subscription, 4 month subscription of Super Biome, of superfood powers like powders. That's where our paycheck really is built because we have residual income coming in as those customers reorder. So that's where I think our biggest impact can be on your paycheck long term. Those that maybe come in for the 25% off, I have found their customers already that are canceling their order or postponing it and placing another one so that they can get the 25% discount, which is fine. You know, they can do that and the company has that, but just know I think the like bigger bang for a buck is when we're talking about our time is to focus on those trios, and they get the free water bottle and the Luminate. And I'm pretty sure something very similar to that is going to continue into December. I don't know exactly when that announcement will be or what it is, but it's similar. I'll just say that. So that will be just again, if you start talking to people about, getting on the subscription now, starting those conversations, whatever they roll out in December, they're going to be able to piggyback off of that. And I don't even know when that is going to be. I can ask in the or in the leadership chat when that December incentive rolls out. But yeah, so Nancy says probably tomorrow in the kickoff call. You're right, it probably is tomorrow. So we can start conversations today. They can still order, get the free water bottle and the free Luminate, and then whatever is going to be announced. I bet you're right, it's tomorrow. So that's where I would say we can focus the best use of our time. Earlier in the December month that you can get active, the better you're going to see your January paycheck be, which is kind of crazy, but it's delayed. Oftentimes, the conversations we had in September are the ones ordering now. The ones that we had in August are the ones ordering now. So it's like the new people that you met, and then who's more likely to order now is probably going to be people you've already been having some conversations with. So to go back and do some significant follow up with those conversations and just directing them to next steps. An excellent resource for tonight is Dr. Sears' call. I don't know if you guys were on his call last time that he did it, but I know it was just fantastic. There were like raving fans about it. It's tonight, and I believe it's 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. So those are great times. He's just so smart. And I don't know if you guys heard Kristen Schultz's message that she had put out about a guy that had started following Dr. Sears' protocol that he's going to be sharing, and just 4 months ago, and is now having conversations where he was really struggling with dementia and how much that's cleared his brain and his thoughts. And so I just think that alone is something so many people are concerned about. And it's really not so much that people talk about that fear of dementia or losing their, mental capacities, but it's definitely a concern. Nancy says it's 5:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 time wise. So I think that would be another
Yes,
excellent use
shut
of our
off
time
cam.
is to get out there and just do our best to really invite to those. I'm really kind of finding my messages through Project Broadcast are just kind of getting lost. So be careful if you're sending those, keep it super short. Like I could just send out a message to say, hey, are you busy tonight at 5:30? And probably most people I know are going to be like, yes, that's during dinner time. Like, but okay, well, here, listen to this call. This would be really good for you. But at least if they respond back, then you have something. And I don't think it's recorded. So that's kind of a bummer because, and maybe he will, but he's also introducing this new book that he has written. And Dr. Sears is very well known. Like I've been listening to a bunch of doula books and midwife books and childcare and different things lately. And he's mentioned in multiple of those books. And I always am like, oh, that's our Dr. Sears. I know who he's talking about on podcasts that I listen to. Like he's referenced multiple times. So people do know him and trust him. And if they don't, he does give good credibility to, everything that he's saying. So that's where I would say focus on conversations you've already had, not necessarily like brand new conversations like over the next couple days. Conversations you already had, you're just like watering that seed. And then inviting tonight specific, like what if you just pick 10 people and you quickly called them and make it urgent, on your end, like this isn't recorded, but I know that this is a concern in our family and I would love for you to be on this and to learn from him. People are getting, seeing some significant changes and he's sharing his health plan that he speaks of in his new book. Whatever that is that you want to use to invite, pick just 10 people and make it super personal to them. And your chances are probably a lot higher than you're going to get, spamming. I guess we can say we're spammers when we send out, 360 messages to a bunch of people. But keep your messages short and then keep your list short too of who you're going to really invite really well to. Um, and then I would also really encourage you guys to think about doing a booth in your town, somewhere local that does like a craft fair, some sort of community craft fair, a market, Christmas markets, like those are a big deal right now. And you can get a booth. Typically, it's probably about $100, I would guess. Sometimes less. Like I don't like to pay $100, but if you have a team member, you could split it with them. But it can be a great way to just increase your market, and especially if there are people around you that also like that, like this is in your community because you see people and you're like, oh, hi Nancy. They say hello and you're like, hi, come on over. And then they come over and have you ever tried the superfood powders? And no, I remember you talked to me about that. Like there's something about seeing you and having a personal conversation. And you'll have customers that come in and walk by and they're like, I love that. And so even if it's completely like people you don't know, that's great too. But a market, a booth can be a great way to increase the number of people you're talking to. And definitely you can help them order there that day. Like the last booth I did, I got 2 orders that day where I helped them place their order. And then you can, gather their information. Now, you can gather a lot of people's information and have a lot of follow-up. So have a plan for that, some sort of event that they can be invited to as like a follow-up. But if you want orders, you got to ask for the order that day, right? Like if I'm not going to get orders or if I'm just into collecting people's phone numbers, that's what I will do. But if I'm intentional about saying, okay, let's get you started and bring up the website and help them place their order, then we're more likely to do that. So, have you guys done any Christmas booths before? I mean, I can list team members we have from Christmas booths that Gwen is one of ours that Gloria and I met at a booth, and she's been with us for 15, 16 years now. So they can be great markets. Have any of you guys done a Christmas booth or some sort of market?
I have.
You have, Sue? How did that go?
Oh, wonderful. I had another business I did. I sold toys for a long time, educational toys.
Hmm.
So that was a quick draw and then I had my setup with the Juice Plus there and boy, I just met people and had them fill out lead slips and um I had a little $10 gift certificate drawing or something, but we'd have time to talk and the kids would play and so I really enjoyed it. I love meeting people anyway, so it was really fun. and I
Yes.
would like to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I know in our town, there's like two next week and then one the week after. So you might think, oh, it's too late. They're sold out. Okay, I guarantee you somebody cancels last minute. So you call the organizer, you message them on Facebook, get a hold of them and just say, I can come last minute. And if you have anyone that cancels, please keep me on that list. And then to be able to say like I can come the morning of, like even if it's the morning of, I can show up. And you don't have to have this expansive booth where you have tall cutouts of, our CEO and Juice Plus bottles, and like you just really keep it simple on the table, and it's about the conversations as you draw them in and say, hey, have you ever heard of Juice Plus before? Just have some fruits and vegetables. Like there's lots of great ideas even on boards. You can ask your upline for some advice or sideline buddies that look in that business edit Facebook group. But just have something there. I like what Sue said. She also sold toys. And I have found when I sell something else, like I've talked to you guys about the dolls that I sell, those draw people into, and then it gives you another reason to have conversations. But I have team members that specifically only do Juice Plus, and they do great with those too. You can find health fairs in January and February. There's a lot of those that are around. You have to kind of be careful with those because sometimes just people are coming for free pins, free blood pressure reading, whatever, and they just want a bunch of free stuff. So don't keep samples like sample packets just sitting out on the table, but you can put gummies with a toothpick or take them out of the bag each time for them. But superfood powders is an easy thing to shake up and have them taste right away. And just have conversations with people. That's a great way to open up that warm market of people in your area. And like I said, if you're intentional about asking for the sale, you can get some orders that day and like people are ready, they're ready if it's what they're looking for, especially those that you've had some conversations with. Christy, one of my new team members, she came by with her daughter at one of the booths and they weren't interested in a doll, but they recognized me from church. We had never really had much of a conversation. Another one, if you don't want to sell dolls or sell something else, which I totally understand, talk about sourdough. If you've been teaching sourdough classes, have a sourdough sign up, something that you can just have like a little bit higher up on the table that says, that you sell sourdough or you're teaching sourdough classes. And people are very interested in that. And you can have signups and you say it's sourdough and a gut health class. And then you go into the gut health side of things. And have you ever heard of Juice Plus? And then you mention it to them. And then you get a running list of people that are interested in learning how to make sourdough. So it's just trying to meet people where their interest is. And so I don't know necessarily that I would drag blenders there and make shakes. We've done that before, and it does get people's interest as they're walking by and you're making smoothies and things, but it's kind of messy unless you have a sink right there, and I don't always recommend that. But the superfood powders, that's so easy in our shaker bottle to mix up, put a couple of ice cubes in it, and share that with them. And then if you're doing sourdough, have a couple of sourdough samples for them to try. Because people say, I don't like sourdough. And you, hey, it's all right. I didn't really love it either, but try this. It's really good. So it's about the conversations. You guys tell me, what else are you thinking of future wise this month, next month to do to kind of drum up some warm market, or I'm sorry, some like new market, new conversations, new groups that you guys have joined recently? What do you find working?
I think we forget because we do it so much, but the value of social media. And but there's a term for it. But when you go in and, like and comment on a bunch of friends just so they make sure they come up in your algorithm. But I just got two customers, who've been watching me forever because of the Black Friday. And so it always amazes me. It's like, "God, I feel like I do this all the time." But I think it's really important if you can go live, and especially if you want to talk about one. I'm loving the superfood in my smoothie. It just life is easy with it, and so I who doesn't want to push the easy button right now? So I think social media is it's something we kind of get tired of doing and seeing, and so we kind of assume we're not doing much with it.
What was your live video on, Patty?
I actually went through all the products. I went through everything that we had on for the Black Friday and why I loved them. So it was
What did
probably
they
less than
end up,
5 minutes.
yeah, what did they end up ordering?
I actually got a superfood order and a super biome order from a lady that's in her 90s. And who, I've talked to her about health, and she's obviously done something very well to be in her 90s and doing what she does. But she's like, okay, I'm ready. And now she's asking me for other health advice, and I'm like, all these years, and all of a sudden, it's making sense. So just don't stop doing what you know works.
Yes, that's a great one. We could all go live and just walk people through the different products that we have and what we love about them. Keep it to 5 minutes. Like Patty said, you just never know who's watching. They do have the opportunity to have a discount on all of those today. Today's the last day for that. So why not try it and let them know that today's the last day? I'd love to help you. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger. And you're right, Patty, like waking up that algorithm, go comment and like about 20 different people, do the heart and comment on some people's posts, and then go in and do your live so it's kind of woken up. And then that's a great easy, I say easy, just don't overthink it, like just go do it. don't You don't have to write out a script, just share from your heart. Thank you, Patty. Anyone else?
Well, it's funny that you say that about don't write out a script. Um, because I was talking to somebody last week and Beth was saying a while ago how she set up a thing at Orange Theory and that it worked out really well. And there's one by my house. And I was like, well, I need to know what I need to say when I approach them. And what if they ask me all these questions and I don't have answers and stuff? And so she said, well, why don't you just this week kind of just work on what you want to say, how you're going to approach them, and then, figure out a time when you can go in and actually talk to them and maybe bring somebody that I feel is a little more seasoned than me. Yeah. So, that's something that I'm looking to do. It would definitely get me out of my comfort zone, and I really need to get out of my comfort zone. And I want to get out of my comfort zone because I'm feeling very stagnant, and I haven't done any events for a while or anything. And it's like, so I put the thing on Facebook and I don't get an order. Well, imagine that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I need to be more active. I do have a question. It seems like because so many of us are connected, um, and I'll see somebody will put a post and somebody else has the exact same post. And I don't, is it somewhere in the hub or somewhere where people are getting their posts? Or are they just copying each other?
Yeah, I would say that you just kind of see one, you're like, oh, I like that verbiage, and then you copy it, make it your own, and then you paste it yourself, or using JP Mana with Doug Farrar to help using the AI that's specifically designed for us as Juice Plus, like to help with those post ideas as well. I mean, he puts so much information in there. It's fed our Juice Plus world. I don't know if you guys know about that, but talk with Doug Farrar. We'll put some links in there, but he has this whole AI that is called JP Mana that is very much trained in Juice Plus. Like he took, I think it was like 200 of our DMO Pro Zoom videos, transcribed them, and then fed that information to um, that AI program to where it's like it answers you like I would answer you. Like it learned how I have like language, and it says DMO Pro in there, and you can ask a question in that section, and it kind of it does it like has all of our training on there. So that's kind of a cool thing. It's $20 a month, which is what you would pay for any of the other AI programs to have unlimited responses. And there's a lot that you can do with it. He's got some great videos, but that's a good one. Nancy, I want to say if you don't work out at a gym and you just go show up at a gym, it's going to be a different than if you go to that gym and people have seen you at that gym and you've been saying hi to them and you've kind of made a couple of connections and then they're like, "Oh yeah, that's that lady that works out here." I think you'll probably have more of a response at that. Now, at a market, because guys, athletes are hard. Like they have their products, they have their things, they're pretty like set. They do more research than the average person, like that they take creatine, they have this shake because it's mega dose. I'm not saying that's just accurate, but it can be harder to have those conversations with them. Where if you're doing a craft market, you're talking to women our age, right? Like it's all of us. It's people walking around buying snowmen and it's just different. Like if I just find it easier to have conversations with them than I do trying to convince someone at the gym that they need more vegetables. I don't know. That's my I've done them at gyms a lot, and I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I do find unless you're working out at that gym, that's your YMCA, you go there, you see those people all the time, you've got connections, they've seen you working out. Otherwise, it's kind of like, I've never seen you in here. Why are you here telling us to eat veggies or whatever? So I would say try to find something that has classes that have women your age. Like people connect with you. You are your best customer, right? So how do you put yourself in front of other people like you? If you are somebody who works out all the time and goes to the gym, those are your people. You're going to know their language. You're going to be able to relate with them, and I think you'll connect more with somebody if you are always at the gym. I think that that's perfect. So not to say don't try it, but I could see even myself being a little bit intimidated because that's not my world. I don't go work out all the time. I'll still do them at a gym. I just don't always find we have the same response. If there's
Right.
any way you can be at a booth where there are people that you are going to see that like churches do booths sometimes, like a lot of times craft or like Catholic churches will do like I can't think of it, what like
Craft fair.
a bazaar, craft fair, whatever they call them, and there's so many people that have booths. People are just kind of in a joyful atmosphere. And I don't know, I just love Christmas booths. Like I cannot stress enough, like go find them. And especially if you live in a larger area, there's going to be multiple cities around you that will have one. Do a couple of weekends in a row, or even in a small town like I live in, there's like the next 2 weekends, like I said, there are quite a few. So pick one and just go with it and try it. It's a great way to season yourself, Nancy. I was going to say that because you said bringing somebody else that's more seasoned. Like you get to practice Juice Plus conversations all day. And especially if you bring in a team member, like a new team member, it's great training for them too. And you get to help them with conversations with people that know, but it's like you get to season yourself because you're doing it all day. You're saying the same things over and over again, and then you kind of tweak it. You're like, oh, that didn't really work that well. Let me try this, and you just keep moving along in those conversations. But they can pay off. It's not always immediate, but it sometimes is that delayed. Come January, February, that they come back to you. And like Patty said, we're on social media because 8% of our friends see a post, only 8% of them. So you're repeating those, but keep it interesting instead of just flyers. I've been notorious for that lately. Like I just put something on there, but it's not necessarily like a story or me talking. But Patty, I'm going to take your challenge up today. I'm going to do a live on the products. Like, why not? That's an easy one to do. We can just talk it through. Like, what do we love about those products? We don't have to be super close to the monitor. I don't know why. Somehow that happens when people do live. Like they're like right up in the camera. Scoot back, have a conversation, sit at your table, like just like you're talking regular to somebody, talking to your friends. Have a cup of coffee, have people ask questions in the chat and just like see where it goes. But just let's have some fun with that. Showcase our products, really press the highest interest in our part on our business is to lead with the trio the quad, superfood, or super biome on a 4-month subscription and help them get those freebies. So that's all I got today. Does anyone want to add anything else? Go ahead, Tap, you're muted.
I just want to encourage people not to downplay what you can gain by saying the same thing all day long.
Yeah.
It will just open up a whole new world.
Yes, and people are happy to talk to you, and not everybody stops, but when somebody does, you get to have conversations and they're happy for the information that you're giving them. And I just always find I enjoy those days. It's like it's work, right? Because it's all day, but I'm fueled up by the end of the day. Like people do fuel me, but I think even those of you that may be on the more introverted side, where people are sort of drainers, like happy conversations aren't draining, right? Like those are good and they lift your spirits and you're in a happy atmosphere and you've got Christmas music and the kids are happy and I just really enjoy the Christmas market. So go find one. Anyone else want to add something?
I was gonna say, I'm not sure. I didn't get on the first part. I couldn't get in, but the other thing is don't underestimate the power of complete. Like and last year I did the first one and I'm doing another one. I have two set up, one Thursday and one Saturday for the complete balls. So I just put on a flyer and like anybody, who's interested, instead of a cookie exchange, protein ball exchange, energy ball exchange. And if you need recipes, let me know. So just another thought for this time of year.
So that was
And you
your follow-up event afterwards?
as far as connecting with people afterwards, yeah, I actually tell them about it right then. I didn't have a lot of people last year, but I'm gonna just invite the same ones. I actually put a flyer up at the post office and then one in the library. And then as I see people, I ask them, and I literally kind of give the right there. I talk about what's in mine, let other people talk about what's in theirs, and that's kind of where I go. And then if someone's interested, follow up. I can't follow up too much in the library, so I mostly do it after because last year they were like, "Are you selling stuff?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not selling anything here." So I show them the products, and then we talk about. I said I'm giving community service. There's nothing in this community. I am just giving service to the people in the area, and then I follow up with them. Just call. I literally just call people because that's how I'm better at.
Yeah, Lisa's great about calling people. How fun is that? Like that's a great idea. If you did a booth, you could have an event set up. That would be the follow-up event where you do a energy bite exchange. So like instead of a cookie exchange where it's not healthy cookies that are being exchanged, that they're setting themselves up for some healthier treats. I love that, Lisa. I think you could definitely incorporate that a lot in your follow-up to those booths, or just a standalone event in the community. That's a great idea. Go ahead, Tap.
I've also been successful going to these events, even though I didn't have a booth, and wearing something Juice Plus and getting into conversations with every vendor I want to get into conversations with there.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Often it's the vendors next to you that become like best friends and you connect with those if you have a booth. But like Tap said, like those people are happy to talk and you can go around and just go talk to them. So don't even have a booth and just talk with the vendors. That's a great idea. Those are all business-minded people, right? To some degree that they have a booth there and what are you doing to fuel yourself today? This is a long day talking to everyone. If you ever heard of Juice Plus, like you could just talk to them. Like they're probably not going to be put off by somebody sharing their business when they're personally there sharing their business, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, that's a good point, Tap. Yes. All right, ladies. So focusing tonight, December 1st event with Dr. Sears, the Cyber Monday, tomorrow's launch call with the company. Like Nancy said, I'm pretty sure that's when they're going to let us know what the December incentive is. and it's pretty close to what we've had, part of what we've had to for this month. So I can't say everything because I do know what it is, but um, it's not going to be hard to catch a hold of, right? Like it's not going to be anything too crazy from what we've been focusing on this last month. So, all right, everybody, I hope you have a great day. And yeah, we'll just connect soon. And we're here. I'm here in Dallas, just waiting on baby to be born. She's due sometime this week or next. So no pressure on dates, just enjoying our time together. And if you guys think of Peyton, say a prayer for her as this little one arrives. And yeah, so all good stuff. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Stacy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for the opportunity to pray.
Oh, yes. Thank you guys. I totally appreciate that. Bye, everyone.